Joining us now is Jason Bahnsen. He's the president of Tempus Resources. Great to see you, Jason.
Good day, Mark. It's a pleasure to be here.
You as well. So you've got some low-cost, fast-track properties in BC. You're exploring in Ecuador. And the Elizabeth property, 22 drilling is done.
Yes.
And you said it's been a record year, wonderful evolution. How would you describe that?
Well, we've had a fantastic drilling season. We just finished at the end of October. We typically run from May to October. And we have about 6 veins in development on this property. So last year we had drilled an exploration hole and hit this blue vein, which didn't outcrop. It had a meter over 34 grams. And so we've been focusing quite a bit on that this year. So this year we've got the blue vein, the number 9 vein. It's really starting to come together as a project. We drilled 40 holes, almost 10,000 meters, a significant improvement on last year, where we had about 28 holes. And we're trying to get as much drilling as possible into a new resource estimate. We're planning for Q1-ish next year.
Okay, and we'll get back to that. So 8 of those holes were what you call Bonanza. So describe a Bonanza, and what are we looking at here?
We're looking at anything over an ounce as a sort of Bonanza grades in this setting. And so just today we had a release of the first hole on this number 9 vein, where we've drilled 10 holes. 3 of those holes had visible gold in them. The first one came out today, number 19, and 2.1 meters at 87 grams per ton. So that's kind of typical of what we're seeing. Sometimes the veins are a little bit wider, but the grade is exceptionally high. And 10 new holes on the number 9 vein, which is a new sort of discovery. The blue vein, we have 23 holes still pending assays overall. The assay turnaround time continues to take over 2 months. We've drilled this new Ella zone, which we hadn't. There had been some sampling done a few years ago, so we've drilled that and hit some nice quartz structures. So I think we have 6 veins in development now on the project, and there's over 9 veins that have been identified in total. So it's starting to gain sort of momentum in terms of having multiple veins with a resource.
Right. And so you've also got the Black Dome property, which has a mill and tailing, so that's handy. And so is it too early to have a timeline to processing production, like when that might be?
A little bit too early to throw a date out there, but it is a significant advantage. So we have the Black Dome and Elizabeth. So Elizabeth is where we're drilling. Black Dome is a historical producer. The mill only operated for 5 years. We've done quite a bit of work on the capital restart costs of that mill and operating costs. We haven't released all that yet. But that's looking very, very promising. So the existing mill is 30 kilometers to the north of Elizabeth. So it's a huge advantage that these are fully permitted on a mining license. We have the mill and the associated tailings dam. So that really takes a couple of years out of the whole development permitting process. So, I think that next year we do our resource estimate, in the first quarter. We'll see where we do infill drilling. We'll at least have another full year of infill drilling and further exploration. And then we may be getting closer to having a PEA out and have a definitive timeline for production to start.
All right, we'll look forward to that. So let's go down to Ecuador to wrap things up. So your Riozar project, its geology, you say, is similar to Fruta del Norte, which is the big producing mine down there.
Yeah.
And you've established drill targets at Villa del Tigre.
Yes, that's right.
And so I know this is like asking which is your favorite child, but is one more exciting and has more potential than the other, or they both have a lot of potential?
Well, our flagship focus continues to be up in Canada and BC, but these are early stage projects in Ecuador, but in an exceptional jurisdiction. So as you mentioned, Riozar, we think it's the down thrust extension of Fruta del Norte that is producing 450,000 ounces of gold a year. That we have drilling permits on that. We're doing some further exploration work at Valle de Tigre to bring that up to the drill ready stage. And then I think we'll look for sort of partnerships in Ecuador, so we continue to focus on the assets in Canada and retain some upside via an option royalty type arrangement in Ecuador.
Well, thanks for coming in and for the update, and good luck with everything.
Thank you, Mark. Thank you.
Jason Bahnsen of Tempus Resources.